Uno mas.
Hello there, stragglers.
What is up? Welcome to another episode of the NerdVibed podcast. Today we have a couple things to discuss. First and foremost, actually we have pretty much three things. So the first one is in a future couple of videos, we're doing a Spider-Man game and a Mario game. We were doing them last session as I was recording this video. They're not gonna come out until like June-ish, July-ish, or something like that. So you guys won't see those videos for a while, but the mics we have been using lately have been kind of ass, not gonna lie. And unfortunately, uh, I don't think that we're going to use them anymore necessarily, so we're going back for this session specifically probably to the blue snowball mic. But the thing is, I have bought another microphone and it is also another blue snowball because I was doing some tests. I did some tests. I searched up like how to make your mics good quality, good whatever, and I saw that I did this kind of test with my current blue snowball mic where I could only like have it like capture nearby and facing towards me specifically. So I did a couple tests. Um, so if everything goes according to plan, I have the stand for this mic, which I've had this mic and stand that we're using today for years. So I got Jake his own stand, and I got him his own blue snowball. So it's the mic itself isn't coming until tomorrow. The stand, however, is coming today. So I don't know if you want to shove that up your ass or something if you want to. But you're more than inclined to do so. So that's just an unfortunate thing, obviously. But next week, next session, obviously we will try and have all that set up. There's a couple of things I need to kind of work on in terms of the sound quality. Like I said, I was able to have a capture myself specifically. But since I'm trying to make it so that neither of the mics can pick up the other person from where they are in the room, that is a uh, situation I'm trying to have to kind of get through. And I think I have done it, but I've come across a new problem where sometimes with the sound settings I have, you kind of are muffled sometimes, and sometimes you just say a word or a specific letter like the I'm having trouble with the letter D. Like anytime you say like a D word, um, it just doesn't pick up sometimes. So I'm trying
That's
to
weird.
kind of figure that out. It's probably because of my speech, by the way, because sometimes I mumble a lot. So I'm sure Jay probably won't have some of these problems, but I'm sure some of the problems will still also be there if he does use the mic, because sometimes he himself also mumbles. It's not a thing that is looked down upon, obviously. I'm just saying we both mumble a lot sometimes. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure out a lot of things with the mics. Uh, I will have to figure out a lot of things with the mics. So the new mic is coming tomorrow. I'll have a week to figure that out. I'll probably figure it out in a day or two. But I did also order two headsets. That sounded like ass. It sounded like your average gaming headsets. Ones where you have your friend who has a iPhone 14 join their Discord call, and they sound mumbled as fuck, and you can hear the dogs barking in the background, also known as the Isaiah experience. So, um, yeah, those did not sound good at all in the slightest. Um, they weren't the worst thing ever, but I also had an issue where the first couple of tests kind of fucked with my headphone sound, so I thought that the sound was jarring as hell and crackly as hell, but then I restarted my computer and then I was able to realize, oh, they just kind of fucked with my computer a little bit to the point where it took more computer usage to kind of record videos too, so that was a problem, and I would have to restart my computer every time to make sure that the mics were working. So, yeah. And also, a bigger issue is that they were kind of Bluetooth, and the cords that came with them, they both came with USBs, which is a set of cords we both use, like where we actually plug the mics into the computer. Um, the way those could only work is if you used like a headphone jack kind of cord, ones where like these headphones use. Those could not connect and be used two times in OBS, and by that I mean you could only use one mic at a time. So as you can imagine, I just did not have any really good use of the mics in that case at all. So I obviously just sent them back. I sent them back yesterday after work. Um, so yeah, yeah. So the blue snowball at the moment is the choice to use, and there's a silver lining if the blue snowball situation doesn't work. Um, then I will just offer Jake to have him bring a blue snowball mic to his house, because he also is in Isaiah experience on Discord sometimes, where I can't fucking understand him, and it makes me angry and it makes me want to punch him sometimes. So I will send him with a free plus $30 with the blue snowball home.
I remember, but that was because I was using headphones, and when I took the headphones off, I sounded fine.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck your situation was at all.
I was using my Bluetooth
Yeah.
headphones so my family couldn't hear you.
Uh-huh.
But then then you're like, dude, you sound really bad. I'm like, hang on. So I turned them off and like, wow, you actually sound fine now.
Wow, you sound a lot better. Defeats the entire purpose of your goal.
Yep.
So yeah, like I said, if this doesn't really seem to work, obviously when we do online stuff, which hasn't been really prevalent as of late, but when we do Fortnite, which a new season is coming soon.
Star Wars.
Star Wars? Are there gonna be lightsabers?
I fucking hope so.
What would the point be if there wasn't?
I've always like had a gripe with them that they don't do lightsaber pickaxes for some reason, and for when they do Star Wars skins, I'm like, what's the point? Like,
yeah, what do they do?
They do like some random bullshit, and I'm just like,
the lightsabers are the first thing you think of.
Like Anakin Skywalker, you see him like blue lightsaber, and but then they do this like random fucking like stick or whatever, and you're like, what the fuck is this? I want.
It's the random stick from a tree in episode 4. It's like, okay, cool.
So it's, and then I saw everyone mad because I think they're doing like freaking Darth Jar Jar, which is like a meme, and it's like kind of canon now, and it's like everyone like kind of got mad about it, and it's like, what do you want them to do? They do like, there's like so many dumb skins in the shop. I can't do.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I'm just missed out. I'm just pissed. I missed out on Vader though.
Yeah, have they done Star Wars before? Like a Star Wars season?
I don't know, but I know Darth Vader was in a battle pass at some point, and I missed out.
Maybe now that they're actually doing a Star Wars season, possibly for the first time. I don't know. I kind of checked out for the longest time from Fortnite. Maybe they'll actually add a Star Wars weapon in the season, but also Star Wars.
I do remember they did when they had the Vader in the event. They did like a lightsaber as a hero weapon, which is like, oh my god.
Okay, so
again, should be a pickaxe, but
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, when if it goes down that path, then yeah, Jake will have a new mic with him, and we'll kind of sound the same and shit. But if not, we'll be back to the drawing board, and I will have to figure it out. There's a mic that I did see that's kind of an extension where we would have like would kind of act as a gaming headset, and it's kind of, I think it would be like a magnetic thing where we could just stick it on the sides of our current headsets, and it could hear us, and the sound quality I believe is good on its own. I asked Reddit. I went on r/microphone, and all the comments were actually extremely nice. They were in detail, something I usually never experience on Reddit. There were 4 people commented, and all of them sent like long paragraphs like of detail, like I feel so bad because I responded to like none of them so far. I saw all of them and I upvoted all of them, but I just there's a lot of information to retain, and I was kind of like overwhelmed a little bit to all the stuff that I had to point out and all the messages. So I just kind of didn't really respond to any of them, but one of the guys pointed out that one of the other people who commented said something, and he kind of put mo he added on mo, and he was like, try this mic out. Here's a video of a test, which is something I've been trying to find on the mics that I have been finding. And then the guy who did a review of these mics that I'm talking about, it sounded really good. It sounded like actual really good fucking mics. The only downside is that caught me is a random commenter going like, these mics don't really last for that much long. Couple months at best, and that kind of threw me off guard. So that's kind of why I kind of was like, ooh, I don't know. So
It's one of the when I hear that, it's just like,
was that
oh,
a them experience or
uh, or it's just like, some people might be really delicate with their things and it might last longer, and
yeah,
some people just don't give a fuck, and
right.
it's like I remember I haven't used it in a while, but I bought a prop lightsaber, and then I saw some of the reviews being like, oh, these don't last long or whatever, but then I was like,
Do you guys use
a
them?
year later, and I'm like, oops, still works.
Yeah,
I haven't tried since then,
there's
but
two Star Wars fans that when they get lightsabers, they do one of two things. One, they either do what you do and hold them as collectibles or display them, and then the others where they actually use them and they break in the first 5 minutes.
I want to do both. I
Yeah,
want.
I feel bad. I want to tell a story because I was at one of Casey's birthday parties, which is another guy we know. And he got lightsabers. He got like two lightsabers that were actually really good quality. And we're like,
Was
Matt,
it like the
battle me
light up,
outside. It was the light up. It was like Super Duty
and the
and
blade was
everything.
like white and stuff, and then you
It
turned it
was
on?
different colors. It actually made sound effects. It was
Oh
like heavy
yeah, oh
duty.
yeah, mine's like
I
doing
broke
it.
them.
You broke them?
Me and him were battling outside,
Did,
and
did you did you
somehow they broke.
did you have to clarify if they were combat? Did he clarify like, oh, these are for
I
combat?
don't know. Either way, though, I imagine even if they were combat, the swing objects, so they have to be Super Duty in
Yeah,
general. I don't know. I don't remember the
yeah.
extent of what happened, but I somehow one of our lightsabers
Those
broke.
those aren't cheap.
Yeah. So, um, I felt very bad, and people were like blaming me, like, "Man, you broke." It's like I was star battling. I was star warring. Like, what do you want me to do? I was having fun. I was doing the use you're supposed to do when you use the Star Wars lightsabers. And they were mad at me like I wasn't doing my job correctly. Like, what was I supposed to use the first or something? Like, what was I supposed to? How was I supposed to use the lightsaber? Man, you broke the ends of the lightsaber. It's like, okay, and I won then. I don't know though. It's like whatever then, I guess. So I think that's all I have for in terms of mics. Um, so we somehow brought up Star Wars twice through all that. Um, so do you have any takes on Oh, you're gonna say something else about Star Wars uh lightsabers, right? About experience that you had with one or
uh, I mean, the one I got, I forgot how much I paid for, maybe like $60 for it.
it's not bad. Yeah, that would big instantly.
Yeah, and I it's just something I always wanted, because I remember even in high school, there's like a company called like Ultra Sabers, and I would always be on the website in high school, and I'm like, I gotta get one someday.
Yeah, I
They were
gotta
like
get
they were
one of
like
those.
$150, and I'm just looking at them, just like, oh, I won't.
Imagine even at that price, they wouldn't last if you were to
Yeah,
use them for real.
and I'm just looking, I'm just like, oh, and I'm like,
Oh boy.
really fancy.
Yeah, right.
Um, um, Yeah, I got that a couple years ago. I haven't tested it since. I still have the charger and stuff, so I will have to double check. But I do want to get another one soon, and I definitely want to get more like actual replicas of actual like characters lightsabers, and so I do have a Vader one from like
Yeah.
2007,
Yeah.
which oh I do actually have a story about. So like I even though I want to clarify to the Star Wars fans, I was a very small child and very
They would
stupid.
still tell you to kill yourself,
Yeah,
probably.
and I would use this replica for dueling, and
Mm.
I think the blade's
Mm.
fine, but I and they came with like a shelf thing you can put on like on a rack or something, like how you see like samurai swords like displayed.
Yes. Yeah.
So you know what I'm talking about. So it
Yeah.
came with that, and I never bothered with it. And then I think one day, out just curiosity, I picked it up and I was like, hmm, not working. So I was
Mm.
like, oh no. So I open it up and the battery is corroded.
Uh.
So I was like, well, this thing is junk now. So, but um, cleaned it up and put new batteries in, and it worked. So I was
Yeah.
like, okay,
Cool.
because you never know with like corrosion with the batteries that if it's like
Yeah.
it's gonna kill it or not.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, I do want to get more sabers at
Yeah.
some point. But yeah, but you have to review something right now. We're gonna have to talk about it.
Oh yeah. Let's get to the next point of this podcast. I finally watched Deadpool 2.
His girlfriend made him do
I
it.
did. Yeah, she did. Yeah. So Deadpool 2 starts off sometime later. And he's on gas cans and he's trying to kill himself. Why? Spoiler alert, somebody murdered his girlfriend. So that's unfortunate. So basically the plot is like people kill his girlfriend slash wife or whatever when they're trying to have a kid. They're trying to start a family and he gets super upset and mad and pissed and kills the guy who killed his girlfriend. And then he uh he gets sent to prison. I forgot uh other things, but he gets sent to prison. Actually, no, there's like a orphanage of like kids who are mutants, and
Mm-hmm.
one kid broke out. Um, and Deadpool was like depressed, right? So he went to the X-Men house and he was like, "Where are the other X-Men? Where are they, huh?" And then you just see all these other X-Men, like the more popular X-Men, in like this one room.
Yeah,
Just
that was the joke.
yeah,
I think they were filming Apocalypse or something, or one of the X-Men movies, and they were just like, well, why not? And it was
yeah,
like it's like, because that was like the last, cause that was the joke in the first movie, because it's like, wow, this, it's not like you guys can afford any X-Men. They're all just in this little corner. They closed the
yeah.
door.
Was there like another scene in the Apocalypse movie where like there was Deadpool like
No,
having
because I, no, the, you poor thing. The timeline of the original X-Men movies is very complicated
ah
because I think the newer movies they were starting to set them in like it's just a really confusing timeline, and like it's like those X-Men are supposed to be that's like X-Men Apocalypse is set in the 80s, and obviously Deadpool's in modern times, so it is very confusing. That's why Deadpool made that joke in the first one asking which version of Xavier, because there's technically two different ones. So he's like, which McAvoy or Stewart? These timelines are very confusing. And yes, they are.
uh-huh
That's why I kind of like don't even consider the Deadpool movies to be actually part of the X-Men, just because of how confusing the timeline is.
yeah
So I would just be like, it's its own separate thing.
yeah.
But yeah, continue. Yeah.
So basically the orphanage is the one fat kid. is like having a temper tantrum and just like threatening to kill people. And so the X-Men, with an italic mark at the end there, show up. The Russian guy,
Colossus.
yeah, whatever. The girl who apparently became woke in the second movie, as a
Negasonic Teenage
girlfriend, yeah,
Warhead.
whatever, her fucking name for. I just call her lesbian girl now. Um, in Deadpool, show up and they're like, hey, buddy, hey, fatso, you want to come down?
You calling it this woke, but you gotta remember her girlfriend's like the one of the most adorable characters in that movie, and just when she's always like waving to Wade, he's just like, hi.
Yeah. Hi, konnichiwa. That's what I say every time I see Mel. I'm like, hey, how you doing, konnichiwa? It's like, man, I'm Taiwanese. It's not what I am.
Bye,
Um,
Yukio.
yeah, yeah. Ni hao. um, so yeah, they basically like are like Deadpool tries talking to him, and the kid's still like throwing heat or whatever, still throwing some flames, rapping or whatever, and it's like Deadpool's just like, hey, like, cause the guards are like closing in on trying to take the kid. He's like, hey, are they abusing you? And the kid's like, yeah. And then Deadpool is just like, okay, well then, and just shoots fucking big overhead Pennywise in the face, and it basically uh Colossal the Clown or something, the Russian, um he's like, okay, buddy, that does it. I'm sick of you. You have fucked me in the ass for the last time. You are going to be sent to the ice or whatever it is, or the prison. So yeah, so Deadpool and the kid get sent to prison, and the kid's just like, I'm gonna fight the biggest guy here, and then gets his ass kicked, which I think he completely deserved. And so did Deadpool, because in prison you don't have your powers, so
Yep, and
they were both fucked basically.
he
Uh,
was his cancer was coming back.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so that's cool.
Yep.
But then this time traveler comes in and is just like, I'm trying to find somebody, and he finds like the cell that Deadpool's in, so everyone's just like, okay, he's probably going for Deadpool. This guy's probably out to kill Deadpool. And then the guy, the time traveler, Cable, is just like, there you are. And Deadpool's just like, all right, I got this. The time traveler's just like, there you are, Russell, you fat little boy. I'm here to kill you. And Deadpool's just like, huh? What? Um, and so, yeah, they basically escape. Deadpool's just like, why are you trying to kill this fat little boy? What has he done wrong besides being fat and obese? And so the guy's just like, he killed my wife. Yeah, you don't know what he's done. You know, I just said what he has done. And so Deadpool's just like, that's not a good reason. You just can't kill some kid because he did something horrible, which then brings up a dilemma. Do you kill baby Hitler or do you save him because he hasn't done anything yet? So you're just like, all right, well, he's a baby, so he hasn't had those thoughts yet. But it is Hitler, so do you kill him? And it kind of just creates a contradiction of like, well, it's Hitler, so we have to do it. But also, obviously, he's gonna go through the course of his life. He's gonna get abused, and he's eventually going to go down that path. So it's kind of like a slippery slope. It's whatever you think should happen. Personally, I would not. Maybe. Right? Well, no, because help me with this. Like, would you kill baby Hitler? Or like, because I think like he would inevitably go down that path.
I would. We have to save that for the ending, because the ending of your review.
Okay. Well then.
Because I want to bring up something, but it um kind of spoil everything while you're explaining the movie. So
All right. Well, basically, Deadpool and Cable are just fighting, and Cable's just like, "Why are you trying to defend this boy?" And Deadpool's just like, "Cause I don't know, he's just a kid. Like he hasn't done anything." And Cable's just, like, "Fuck you." And then it's just like Deadpool gets just he gets his ass beat because he still has actually no, he didn't have a thing at that point. He fell on a table and then the thing fell off and he was just like, oh, I'm back. And so um yeah, Jesus Christ, I'm fucking what?
Just who are you? I'm Batman. You don't remember that part?
That's like
Okay,
the
well,
thing everybody means memes.
yeah, but he did it in the movie though.
Wait, Deadpool did it?
Yeah,
Oh, I remember
he's just
now.
like, who are you? And he's just like, I'm Batman.
And so like Deadpool was just like, you think I give a shit about that fucking stupid fat ass fucking kid who's fucking fat? I don't. And the kid was right there, so now he's just like, man, fuck Deadpool, and he just goes up to like the biggest
Mm,
prisoner, and hands him his food. And she's like, "Hey, you want to team up?" And like, "Hey, you want to make a secret code? You want to do a secret knocking? You want to do a secret knocking thing?" And then he's just like, you know, does a knock pattern, and the big prisoner finishes it all up, and they're friends now. Um, so then at some point, it's brought to attention that they're gonna transport some prisoners to another prison, and so they're just like, okay, we gotta intercept them, obviously, so we gotta build up a team though, and so they recruit these people, and they recruit this invisible guy, they recruit this alien, they recruit this guy who I don't know. I just know he played Pennywise. Um, they recruited this black woman, Woke, and they recruited this random guy, Peter, who has a mustache and diabetes.
I love Peter.
Yeah, Peter should not have died like that. I think he, had a lot to prove. Spoiler alert, by the way. That's the most emotional death of the movie. Um, and so they have their team, and they're on the way there, and they're like, they jumped off a plane, and they all died, besides the black woman. So now it's just kind of the two of them uh fighting people, and they fight. They intercept Cable, who's intercepting them at the transport car, and uh so Cable is fighting with the black girl now, and Deadpool, and just stuff is going on.
Yes.
And so you know um the the the, the truck crashes,
Mhm.
and it after it falls, uh t- shit happens. There's the big prisoner, what's his name?
Juggernaut.
Juggernaut. Yeah, the Juggernaut's out and it's just like, oh hey, it's Juggernaut, says Deadpool. Deadpool is also just like, I'm a big fan. Even though you're approaching me at a rapid pace and you look like you're about to kill me, I'm still very excited to meet you. And then Juggernaut kills him, and splits him in half. Um, so yeah, Russell the kid and Juggernaut are just like, fuck you, Deadpool, and they just walk away. And they I think they go back to the apartment, and you see a baby penis, but also Cable, um, just
That seems
what.
so freaking funny. Just the baby like.
um, Cable intrudes in on the apartment, and he's just like, hey, listen, I have a proposition. If you could just hear me, that kid killed my wife and my kid, so that's why I'm doing this. So I want to team up with you. And Deadpool's just like, okay, with one exception, buddy. Let me talk to the kid, and you can kill him after 30 seconds if I don't uh do my if I don't get through to him. And so Cable's just like, okay, 30 seconds though. And then they do a little handshake, and then they're off. They are off to find the boy and Juggernaut, which are back at the
He's
orphanage.
making his first steps. when he got off the couch to shake his
Oh yeah.
hand. He's making his first. Look at the
I
little guy go.
yeah, I was like, oh, Mel moment. He's like, shut the fuck up. Um. So yeah, Russell, the little fat thing, and Juggernaut, the big fat thing, made their way back to the orphanage, and they're about to set it on fire, which I think is an innuendo for Hitler and the Holocaust. So, because he was like, "Hey, step into my grilled cheese," something like that, and set people on fire. It was like, "Hey, buddy, fuck you, burn," and all that. So I think that's what Hitler said to all the Jews. Anyway, yeah. So they, Deadpool and Cable and Black Woman were there just to be like, "Hey, stop right there," and then in comes the woke lesbian woman and the very nice Asian woman, girlfriend, and they're like, yeah, we'll join too. And then they find Juggernaut. Colossus is also there as well, the Russian. They take care of Colossus. They wait, no, wait, the Juggernaut, and they kill him. They stick a cord up his ass, gets electrocuted, which that was me. Um, and so they're trying to find Russell, Cable, and Deadpool, and they're just like going through all these people, like, well, let's kill all these pedos. And they find Russell about to like finish out the job, and they're just like trying to talk to him, like, "Hey, kid, stop!" And then he's just still angry, and then Russell's just like, "No, I'm still mad," and he just throws Deadpool. So Cable's just like, "All right, fuck it. I don't even care anymore. I'm just gonna shoot this kid dead." And Deadpool's just like, "Nah, buddy, not on my watch." And so Deadpool flies in the way, and it's just like saves the kid, and the kid's just like, "Oh my god, you saved me. You saved the fat kid. Thank you." Um, and then he dies because he had the collar thing on, and then in the afterlife or something, he met his girlfriend for like 3 seconds because he's in the right place, in the right heart, or whatever. I don't know. Not a really important part of the plot, to be honest, in my opinion. Um, so yeah, the time traveler is just like, "No, Bucko." Goes back in time in the fight scene with Cable and Deadpool fighting for the first time. Cable steals the memorabilia of Deadpool and dead wife's name.
Vanessa.
First, yeah, first, token or whatever from the first date. And so, he puts that on Deadpool's, and Deadpool's whatever. And then he just instinctively, it's just like he puts it on, and then everything goes back the way it was. He tries to shoot the kid, but instead, he shoots Deadpool right in the same place, and then he survives. But obviously the kid is still touched. Deadpool has been touched by this. You know, no, the kid has been touched by Deadpool, and
Wait,
way
wait,
more
wait,
than
wait, wait,
one.
wait.
And so the kid is just like, first off, I'm gonna report this, but also second off, I'm happy about this for what you've done, for because you've touched me, and I liked it. So, um, Russell is no longer evil, and he's just like, oh, thank you, Deadpool. And so they walk off as the orphanage explodes. The team just be walking off, and the main guy, the main villain or whatever, just is like, "Hey, fuck you!" And then Bajit or whatever his name is comes driving through his little taxi and just kills um the mean guy or whatever. And that's when they start walking off, and it's a happy ending. So yeah, Jake, what do you think of the movie?
Um,
Cool. I give this movie a 8 out of 10.
yeah, it'd probably be the same.
What are your thoughts on the movie? The
Um,
Nintendo Switch 2.
Uh, I like it.
Hmm.
I might find it a bit more enjoyable than the first one. I
Hmm.
think some of the jokes were pretty funny, and it's definitely a lot
Yeah.
more emotional.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, obviously including Juggernaut was pretty much a huge deal at the time
Ah.
because
Why was you like, oh my god, who's the main villain gonna be?
no, it's just because it came out of nowhere, and
Oh.
obviously in Juggernaut's like one of like the most like one of the biggest X-Men villains, so it was like a huge deal.
Mm.
Um, especially given when they tried to do Juggernaut in X-Men 3 and it was fucking garbage. So it was like so it was pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I haven't obviously I did not watch it at the same time with you, so it's not as fresh in my mind, but
Yeah.
I remember like pretty much most of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, do like yeah, like I think like I saw that in theaters and like the freaking baby legs was like one of the funny like just
Yeah.
everyone was just hollering, laughing. And I remember going seeing that in the theater. I also just like when Deadpool has Cable cornered and he's just got the gun pointed at him. He's just like, okay, two questions. If you're from the future, two questions. One, is
Three.
dubstep two, three,
Yeah, three
two?
questions.
Which shark movie? Which Sharknado movie are we on? um, then I forgot, but that something, and then obviously the Batman. That's also funny. Trying to, yeah. Oh yeah, but no, we gotta talk about the ending when or the post credits. Blah, 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 blah. When Deadpool steals Cable's time traveling thing and starts causing chaos,
Mm.
undoing everything, saves his girlfriend, saves Vanessa. He kills the god awful version of himself in X Men Origins Wolverine. Kills Ryan Reynolds for playing Green Lantern. Um and but I think because you were talking about this earlier, I don't know if it was deleted or what, but there was an alternate post credit scene where we're like Austria 1880 something and you're like what's going on? And then you see Deadpool just standing in a nursery and he's staring at a baby and it says A Hitler on it and he's pacing around like, "Oh my god, do I do what do I do?" He's like I don't I forgot if he ends up doing it or not, but it's just him just pacing around just like, "Oh my god, what do I do? What do I do?"
God.
So I don't remember if that got cut or not, but I remember watching it and I was like, "Why was this should be the it should have been the post credit scene, but
Yeah. God. It's hilarious, yeah.
he was having like a realistic dilemma of like I know what he's gonna do, but it's like this is a baby we're talking about.
I didn't actually know that happened. Wow. Um, but yeah, well, what rating do you give the movie?
I give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
I think I said that for the first one as
Yeah,
well.
same.
Solid.
Yeah, definitely. Um, so the last thing on the podcast, the Nintendo Switch 2. The last podcast we did, we recorded like 2 weeks prior. We didn't record a podcast last week because we really didn't have anything to really talk about. And we kind of just talked about the Switch 2 anyways in that podcast, so we didn't really do anything in terms of a podcast last week. So yeah, but this past week the pre-orders have opened up for the Switch 2. They opened up on Thursday at midnight. And so I made the effort to kind of go to bed a little bit earlier on Wednesday night. I woke up, I set an alarm at 11:30, and I was like, okay, got this. I can do this. And so 12 a.m. comes, and I had all the apps installed. I had Walmart installed. I had GameStop. I had Target. I had Best Buy. And I was like ready to go on all the apps. And so what happened was, whenever you went on any of them within that minute, that first minute or two, everything was sold out. And that wasn't even the main thing. Sometimes the apps themselves would just be down and nothing would get done. So I remember the two apps I got closest to getting anything done with was Best Buy and I think Walmart. Um, so the more likely one that I got close with was Best Buy. I remember actually seeing the pre-order button on that, and basically I was able to select pre-order. I was able to go to the page, and I got to the point where I was like, "Hey, put in your credit card number and all that." And I think you probably know where I'm gonna go with this.
Yep.
I was able to like just do my address.
You shouldn't have saved everything beforehand.
That's the thing. I because I didn't know what I was gonna get myself into. I even then I knew like, hey, I should have done this beforehand, but I just entirely forgot. And even then, I did try and do something, but I tried 3 times. Like, try putting in my card information, my postal thing, the address, my phone number, all of that, and it got to the point where like, uh, the app just kept being like, timed out, error. That happened 3 times. I was just like, all right, um, I'm just gonna try and go in my settings and just put all my stuff in now, so I don't have to really do it, really when I try again. And I was able to still pre-order it, luckily. But then the same thing was kind of happening where it didn't save anything despite me doing the settings. And I was like, what the fuck? I put in my card settings and all that. So, like, what the fuck's going on? And it still wouldn't work. And then after a couple of tries, I just kind of gave up. I reset the app and I could no longer pre order it. So I was kind of beyond pissed and annoyed at that moment. And none of the other apps were fucking working at all. I think the one that performed the worst was definitely Target. I could not fucking do shit. Uh, I think Walmart, I believe, was like, hey, you can stand in this virtual line, or it might have been GameStop. You have to wait to do anything in this queue. I had my phone on for the next half hour, for the next 45 minutes. It kicked me out of the line, and I got nothing done. So I went back to bed at like 1 a.m. So I wasted like near 2 hours of my life. I wasted 2 hours of sleep I could have got. Um, and the next day, I just kept seeing like, or I did see a lot of these things, a lot of these posts, but I remember seeing like these GameStop papers on like the front of the stores, like, hey, here's how many Switch 2s we have, like of the basic and the bundle. So you have to come in the store for these. These are specifically in person. You have to come to the store for these. So I was like, okay, this is a possibility. So on my break, I was like, all right, before I do that, let me check with Walmart because I remember I got the Switch at Walmart. Um, and I remember family when I went to get the Switch that they were talking about like, okay, people who pre-order the Switch go over on this way, and if you didn't pre-order the Switch, go over here. And I was like, okay, maybe the Walmart that I went to last time, our local Walmart, has switched to pre-orders. So I was just kind of like, I called them first, and then I was like, hey, um, when I was on the bathroom taking a shit, um, do you guys are you guys doing Switch 2 pre-orders this time around? And this lady who was in the electronics section was like, I don't believe so. I don't think we're doing that this year. I'm sorry. Um, and I was like, okay, no, that's fine. Sorry. Have a good day. And I remember talking to this woman because I went to Walmart just a couple weeks ago because of the headphone situation. Or no, the PlayStation situation I was dealing with when my PlayStation was not turning on, if you remember. So I had to buy like a new charger because the charger I had actually it was it I had the actual charger. I just was I actually know what it was, but it was connected to my computer the whole fucking time. Um, but I forgot. So I went to Walmart, and while I was there trying to find a new PS5 controller charger, um, I asked this random woman, like, "Hey, are you guys doing like any Switch 2 pre-order stuff this year?" And the woman I asked was like, I don't know if we are. I don't think so. And I was like, okay. Now, this is far out there. This is tinfoil hat time. I, I, this might have been the same woman. I don't know. Um, but I remember the woman when I went to Walmart was just like, I don't know anything about that. So I'm assuming that Walmart may probably be doing pre-orders, but because of the woman I talked to on the phone and in person, maybe it was just a basic electronics person who was not affiliated or didn't know anything about the game stuff. Was just like, yeah, I don't think we're doing anything this year. So yeah, I don't know, but either way, I was just like, okay, cool. And then after that, I just kind of went and called GameStop at a local mall, and I was like, because the one that was closest to us uh moved, unfortunately.
Oh, it did.
Yeah, the one at Stop and Shop.
Oh, it moved. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that
sad.
one. Yeah.
Oh, that's sad. That's sad, but it sucked. It was not. It was so small.
Yeah, I have good affiliations with that place. I got Marco Wii there. I got like, a bunch of other stuff there. But yeah, it's sad. Um, but so yeah, I called the next closest one at the mall, that I knew of basically, really. And I just was like, hey, you guys, well, I didn't even ask anything. The guy just instantly was like, "Hey, what to switch to whatever." Like, I was like, "Oh yeah, I was just calling about that. What do you guys have any left available?" And the guy was like, "Yeah, we got like 70 left." So yeah, like they're still gonna be here for a while. So if you plan on coming today, like obviously take your time, not that much time. And I was like, okay, perfect. I'll be there like after work later on. And I asked, I don't know if it was a different guy who was on shift at that point, but I asked specifically, like, do you guys still have the markup bundle? And the guy told me, like, no, we ran out. Um, so, but like, either way, we still have like 70 left. So if you want to come by, just come ahead. And I was like, yeah, I'll take what I can get at this point. So that was that. I decided, I would go to the mall after work, and I told Jacob Moling about it because he actually called me at midnight. Um I think because I forgot actually. I entirely forgot. I think he just called me out of nowhere because he knew that I was also trying to get a Switch too. Um Hang on. I completely forgot. My bad. Oh, so he just kind of called me at like 12:30ish or so, saying like, "Yeah, I think I actually got one." Um, and so uh yeah, I remembered I was like I messaged him about it like, "Yo, like GameStop has like 70 So I'm just like gonna go there after work, and then he called me during break and was like, "Hey, so I'm like in a little bit of a situation right now with taxes and all that." He actually was able to get a Switch 2 prior to this, but what happened was he had like
Did he cancel his order?
no. He
Oh.
wanted to cancel his order though because essentially what GameStop does is you only
Mm,
have to pay 50 at that site, but anywhere else you had to pay the full price. So what happened was he wanted to
$50?
go, yeah. So he wanted to go to GameStop because he wanted to cancel the order from Best Buy, whatever, get the GameStop where he would only have to pay 50. And the reason was because of tax reasons, because he kind of was money reasons. So he was like, logistically, like, I have to do GameStop. So I'm just gonna get the $50 GameStop version, cancel my order from where else I got it, and then I'll have enough money for the taxes and all that I have to do. And I was like, okay. Um, and then he was like, so you're gonna have obviously your parents there with you, right? And I was like, yeah. So, and then Jacob was like, uh, uh, so they're not allowing anyone to really get a Switch 2 from the same household, so I can't really do it. Is there any reason why? Is there any reason that?
of
No. Is
course.
there any possibility that one of your parents could do the process for me? And I was like, how were I to do that, Jacob? Like, and
This is my brother.
then so Jacob was just like, well, I mean, I'll go there with you after work. We can go to the mall after work if you want. I'm like, I don't see why not. And so, I got home. I was like messaging him like, yeah, I'll be ready like any moment. And I was like waiting for him. I got stuff done. And then after that, he arrived and we went to the mall. And when we got there, we got in the GameStop store, we were able to like all these people were in there, but they were looking around. We went right out to the desk person instantly, and instantly within the next 10 seconds, a whole line formed. So if we were like 5 seconds later, we would have had to wait for like half an hour. But fortunately, we were able to just go in there instantly and talk to the person at the desk. And I went first. Obviously because I'm white. So I asked the guy like, "Hey, yeah, we're both here for the Switch 2. We're not gay or anything. We live in different households. Um, so do you have Switch 2s, right?" And the guy was like, "Yeah, we still have a lot left." And I asked like, cause I was just like kind of asking this like, just in case I'll ask this anyways. I asked the guy like, "Do you have any Marca bundles left?" And the guy was like, "Oh yeah, we do." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll have one of those." So apparently they did for, I guess. So yeah, I got. Um, I don't know if I have the receipt here. I
Why would you not? Why would you not have that?
Here it is. What?
I was like, dude, you gotta keep the receipt.
Yeah, this is a monumental moment in history for sure. Um,
Look at that long ass receipt.
yeah, right, for no fucking reason. So what I got is the Switch 2 marker bundle, the warranty, because I'm a GameStop pro, um, Donkey Kong Bonanza, which comes out in July, Kirby's Forgotten Land, also the DLC that comes with the game that comes out in August, and the Glass Protector, because I do want to kind of plan on using this out and about more than what I did with the Switch originally. So that was a total of 70. And yeah, so I don't know what the full price is gonna be when I have to go back, but let me do that now. Um, so
They like
the
got down payments on consoles now.
yeah, so 49.99
Shit, I should have
plus
done.
Yeah, you should have actually. Um,
Maybe, I don't know.
99,
Wouldn't know. I wouldn't
69.99
know
for
what
Donkey
my
Kong.
financial shit would be in a couple months anyway.
No, fuck. Wait, go back, go back. 79. Whoops, no, go back. 79.99 for Donkey Kong. Um, the warranty, um, 74.99 plus the tempered glass of
Is that
14.99.
like a screen protector or something?
Yes, 739.95 cents.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, I have my money. Sure.
Sure,
Um,
sure.
um, when I went to work the
I
next
didn't even.
day.
I didn't even know they were dropping that day. Anyway, I was doing my own shit, and then I saw your post, which kind of got me some confusion because I didn't even know you ordered it. So
Yeah,
I was preparing myself to help you, being like, okay, I'll help him if he's having trouble because
yeah,
I had to go through this with the console covers for the Spider-Man limited edition
yeah.
console. That
Then
was a fucking
when
nightmare.
it came out in general, people had a lot of trouble with the PlayStation
Yeah,
5 in general.
yeah, but that was just awful. It took
Yeah,
me a couple months to get it,
yeah,
all the restocks and I was so when I finally did it, not only did I feel like a whole weight off my
right,
shoulders
right.
was released, but which probably was the same for you, being like, okay, I don't have to worry anymore. I don't have to worry
Yeah,
about a
right.
restock. I don't have to. I got
Yeah,
it.
right.
But
Yeah, because I messaged like on
and
Facebook, like, hey, anybody got like the Switch 2 yet? Um, then you messaged me like, yeah, I knew this was gonna happen. I was like, you fucking idiot.
I did know this was gonna happen. And I remember seeing just later on just being like this, and I was like, we're gonna stop the scalpers. We're gonna make more, and I'm like, that's not how it works.
Yeah,
If you make it more, you're gonna have more scalpers.
yeah.
But
But
yeah,
yeah, hey, guys, if you're watching this and you still haven't got the Switch 2 yet, you have to go to a store. I'm sure still have like
yeah,
pre-orders in person.
yeah, guys.
Online is not the way to go. You have to go in person to
Because
pre-order.
I can show you right now. So I
Yeah.
have this is what I use to get the console covers. I don't I think if you want like better timing, you have to get like a $5 subscription. So
Uh-huh.
the as of recording, the last restock for the Mario Kart bundle was at 3 a.m. random drop.
Yeah.
This is what I had to deal with.
Yeah.
They would drop
Which
randomly.
for you is the perfect time. That's basically the middle of your day. So
But I know, but just for people in general,
yeah,
just
yeah.
being like
Oh, well,
random
obviously, yeah.
times.
Random time where, you've been
So
asleep for a while.
3:24 a.m. and then
Yeah.
it said it went out of stock at Walmart at 8:20. So that's a good gap. But I sent
Yeah.
you screenshots. I'm like, dog, look at these the gaps in times, and you can see yesterday, 11:50 a.m. went up, and then out of stock at 11:50 a.m.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
This is what I had to deal with as Spider-Man, and um, I'm literally just I don't know what I don't know my situation right now with what I want to do. If I want to get it, I guess this summer or whatever. I don't know yet because I'm like I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
So I'm just keeping an eye out.
Would you sell the Switch you have right now if you get the Switch 2?
So I did tell you, I did find that there is this gaming page that popped up on my Facebook, and they're like, if you just text us, we'll trade. If you trade any retro console, we'll give you a Switch too. And I'm like,
Oh.
that's I'm like, that's sketchy.
Yeah, that's I
You're really gonna give me a Switch 2 if I give you a Dreamcast? Like,
yeah, right.
come on now.
That's stupid. That's stupid as hell. I would not do that.
Because it's like I'm thinking about it. I don't know yet.
Oh, if I gave you an Oya, huh?
I'm not. I didn't mean like the training, but just a Switch 2 in general this year. I don't know yet. I
Yeah.
don't think Amazon dropped yet.
Amazon and Nintendo have beef. So They go look finding anything on. The only thing I saw on Amazon in terms of Switch 2 are screen protectors in cases.
Yeah, I don't think they dropped yet on Amazon.
Yeah, I don't think they are going to.
I usually with this stuff, Amazon drops at a later date for some fucking reason, because that's what happened with the Spider-Man covers as well.
Yeah.
Um, even that was also bullshit because the digital, because I have a digital PS5. Um, the digitals were only being sold by PlayStation.
Yeah.
So, but I had to be like, you know what? I'm just gonna take anything at this point because
Right.
I did some research and I'm like, okay, if one side will fit, which is like the spider logo, so that's like the important side anyway. So it was just like, okay, I'll just get the physical. Like I'll just take anything, I guess. And every time I try to do the digital, it was also just fucking rough. Um, yeah, that was yeah, and I knew this was like, cause like it just because like I'm not trying to be a jackass, but I was telling him multiple times like it's just pre-ordering this shit is not the same as it once was.
Yeah. No,
Like this
definitely.
was fun. Like even though you got one, you gotta admit just how hectic it was. Just because probably in store, like even like lines forming in store, you have scalpers online, which is just oh fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Um, like then I see that people are literally selling pictures of Switch 2s for like $300 to filter out scalpers. Because they were jacking up the prices like 700 like almost $800 for Switch 2s on eBay.
Yeah.
So then they're filtering it out by doing like Nintendo Switch 2 300. It's just like you'll get a picture. We're just trying to stop the scalpers here and I'm like, "You know what? That's hilarious."
Yeah, get that bag
Yeah,
from those
fuck them.
fuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um yeah, I know because I have been saving money and so I'm at a maybe right now.
Yeah.
If I do, it might be I got other shit I want to do as well financially
Right.
because I probably want to mod my PS2. It's just gonna cost me money. Tempted to get that backwards compatible PS3 because
Mm.
that's kind of my holy grail of retro gaming right now because it's just like you can play PS2, PS1, and PS3 games. Um, but you know, I'm either like it's either I get a Switch 2 or a Steam Deck, and it's just I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted right now, and so if I do, it's probably gonna be later in the year. I want to wait for all the hype to die down a little bit.
Right. So you can just get it like swiftly without having to
Yeah,
worry. Like if you do want at some point, you don't
yeah,
want to like fight
because
people.
I remember with and it's probably gonna be I'm gonna probably do it through Amazon because that's where I feel the best in because with Amazon I can just press a couple buttons and it's done. Like
Right.
it's just so quick.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened with the console cover. As soon as there was a restock, and I immediately booted up Amazon, did it, two buttons, and I was so scared because I was at that time I was also seeing reports, and I don't know if people are gonna experience this with the Switch too, but there was a apparent issue of Amazon canceling the orders because it was just like they thought they were in
People.
stock, but they weren't in
No, no, no.
stock.
Yeah, I've seen tons of people being like their orders were canceled because of the same reason.
And like, oh my, it's just such a
And people were just
clusterfuck,
like, wow.
such a fucking clusterfuck
Yeah,
of what
that's already been happening a lot.
it's just so that was a genuine fear I have, and that so it
It
was
has
just
been happening for sure. Yeah,
it's just it's so fucking insane.
for
I
sure. Yeah.
I yeah I kind of knew that this was gonna happen because
Yeah.
I just know with any gaming that no matter the backlash, people are gonna sucker up and pay the money anyway.
Yeah, I was like a little hesitant for a little while with like last month, but I was like Man, I still know I'm gonna go for it, no matter how much I don't like the price necessarily. And I thought about it for a while. I was like, I know 80 for Monaco specifically is a huge bargain, but like for me, people like me who love Monaco, I know it's gonna be worth it a lot.
I mean,
And I know I'm gonna get the satisfaction out of it. So
free roaming, like, come on now.
it's you have mission mode too. Like obviously not every game is worth $80. Is not what I'm trying to say, but you will get your money worth for this game. So
I would feel a little better about it if all the DLC was included. If it was like a special edition and you got all the DLC, which, ugh, good luck with
if
that,
there is
Nintendo.
DLC,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah. So
Oh,
for June 5th, I have already taken off
can
the
you
5th and 6th.
please invite me so we can see it together, or are you just gonna send me pictures? Like, please invite me to your house so we can experience this together. This is the unboxing of the Switch 2,
Um,
because I will probably be around
so the
those
mall
days.
doesn't open until 10 a.m.
Okay.
So
Uh, when is it coming out?
the 5th,
Yeah,
Thursday,
yeah, I'll be fucking around. I'll be around.
are you
Just
gonna be awake at possibly in the middle of the day? Cause
oh yeah,
I'm the plan is I do want to try my best to get in the mall, and I know this is gonna be really fucking difficult. Obviously, I know, but I obviously want to try and be in the mall and be one of the first at GameStop. I know it's gonna be frantic as fuck, but hey, I know what my competition is. I'm probably more athletic than the typical gamer, so I could probably get it done. I just have to be very lucky. So I'm hoping the plan is I'm just gonna Ben and Jacob honestly because he's fat, so I'm not gonna wait for him. I don't really give a shit, but he's my right, so obviously I'm conflicted. Um, that is if I go with him. I might honestly just low key like have my parents take me because Jacob's fat, so like I don't think he runs fast. So honestly, I might just go on my own accord and just go in the mall like on my own. Like
yeah.
yeah,
I just meant like just when as soon as you get home, just
yeah.
text me, be like, come over, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
oh great, I'm here.
So if that is the plan, I know Jacob does also want to do an unboxing. So what I might do is for you, with you specifically, I might have you be the cameraman for like me unboxing
Yeah,
my
that's fine.
Switch for my personal channel. But with Jacob, whenever he gets his Switch 2 10 hours later because he's slow and fat, um, we will do like probably a video or stream unboxing it on FTC. Um, Whenever that will be, obviously. It will definitely probably be the same day, don't get me wrong. I'm sure that people who will be in the line won't take 10 hours anyways. They want to be in there, they want to be out. So everyone will get their Switch 2 right away, obviously. Just it's still going to take hours, obviously, but yeah.
Do you think they'll because I they did this with my new phone when I got my new phone for my birthday. Do you think they'll put that thing on for you there at the store? Because that's something you can ask, so you don't have to do it yourself. The protector or whatever.
Oh, do they have like a machine for that?
I don't. You can. I would just ask them, be like,
I
"Hey,
guess. I
can you guys do that for me?"
I do also
Because
want
I that happened
to
with my phone screen protector. Is they just put it on for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. I do want to maybe get. The thing though is I don't want to waste people's times with this, but something I kind of forgot to consider is like getting like a case for traveling. Not like a big ass case, by the way, like a case
Oh, like
specifically
the
for
one I
the
have
handheld.
for my
Yeah, or
Switch.
something like that. Yeah, but there's like the ones I searched for online were like you can put all these other gadgets in, and it's like I only want them for like games to like store my games, and for my Switch handheld specifically. I don't really want this other room for gadgets, but I've considered just like
If
buying like
if the one
boxes.
if the company that made mine does the Switch 2, I would recommend those because you can fit obviously like you can fit your cords in there, your charger and
Uh
stuff,
huh.
but they do have a game thing too.
Where you can play your games. The thing though is, I probably know what you're talking about. Is it like just like 12 or
I
because or is it a lot?
I'll check.
because I want to be able to like put a lot of games in there. I know
will
there's like
double
little
check.
boxes they can get to also put cartridges in there as well, so I might do that too. But I just don't need the extra space for like more Joy Cons, obviously. More like uh other shits. So
Yeah, so this was mine. So
okay.
they have custom like fit in for Joy-Cons, charger, earbuds, and this
Uh,
was the tab for the games. I don't know if it's a lot, but it does look like it might be a couple rows if I remember correctly.
a couple of those.
20. You have the
Oh,
20 game cards.
oh, okay.
So if they just do this, this is obviously what I'm showing you was for the OLED,
Yeah.
which is the one I got. But if they do the same thing for the Switch 2, like this is what I would recommend.
Okay.
Because this thing is amazing. It's
So
reliable. It's not too big.
yeah, what is it called?
So the
What's the
brand is Phenolical. I could, but when I looked on their brand, they don't have it yet, but they
yeah,
have a lot of charging
I would
stations.
assume.
They have this new one. Wait, what's this? This
The Switch
is
one.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
they're
so
probably gonna do it for the Switch too. But
yeah,
like
obviously.
this is the one I would recommend for
Yeah.
a traveling case.
I'm sure there'll be other options when
Yeah,
the Switch 2 obviously releases. It's not like a thing that I need urgently, obviously, but it's something that I do want, obviously. Um, so yeah. That's my plan for June 5th, just to go to the mall early in the morning, wait, be at the doors instantly. I need to figure out like what doors are the best because like
uh,
I want to plan accordingly. Like
it's
I
on
just don't know which
GameStop's
one.
on the second
The
floor
third
there.
floor, the top floor, yeah.
I
So
really, yeah, I don't count the food court as a
yeah,
floor.
yeah.
Um,
um,
trying to remember. I think Target.
Target, the
Yeah,
Target entrance.
yeah.
Okay,
I think that will be your.
because I remember it being at the end of the uh floor, like one of the ends, I believe. So
I'd have
yeah,
to get a map or something because I
yeah.
think yeah because I know
I have like a month to figure it out, more than a month to figure it out, like what the plan is gonna be. Like I will go to the mall one random day and I'll be like, okay, here's Target. Here will be my running routes. just to get to GameStop. So yeah, I I have a lot of time to figure it out, like with what I want to do for sure. Um but yeah, so
uh,
it is
quickly.
unfortunate that the mall does not open in that area at midnight, but
Not anymore.
yeah, ever since COVID, thanks COVID,
Yep, Walmart. Everything's just
everything opens at like 9 or
everything
10.
everything opens at like 10 a.m. and then everything closes at 9 p.m.
That's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Why do they
yeah,
still do that? You would think they would go back now, but I guess not.
yeah. Like when I come back when I get out of work, it's just everything's just shit. Everything's just closed and nothing's
Yeah.
open. It's just it's kind of like when you see like no lights on a lot of places, you think
Oh yeah,
uh,
for sure.
so GameStop.
Third floor, definitely. Yeah. The second, yeah. Whichever of the two you think it is. So we're looking at a map right now currently. Does it give you codes for the numbers or
I don't know if Macy's has an entrance.
yeah,
It
hold up,
might
let me I know it does have an entrance. I've used it multiple times.
because
So
yeah. So I would
okay.
say Target or Macy's would be your
So oh, okay, wait. So what code is GameStop?
A2,
A2.
which is
So
so I'd say Macy's or
oh,
Target.
definitely Macy's.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So I gotta get in by Macy's. Yeah, one of these days I gotta go there and figure that out.
He does like a practice run, just see how fast I can get there.
People just see me running
You
through
get
the
your
mall.
mom. You start the stopwatch.
Start it. I go back to like with like the Amazon box in my hands because I left it in the store before I started my first attempt. Like, what was it? What was it? Matt, like that took you 5 minutes, but you realize it's gonna take like longer, right? Like, no, shut your fucking mouth.
Just trust the process.
Just trust the process, Mom. It works out for the Philadelphia 76ers. Then they haven't made it past the second round for years. Oh, wait. um, but yeah, that's the goal, obviously. So if you see me running at the mall, that's why.
Are we gonna have a little session to play the new Mario Kart?
Oh, maybe.
Oh, maybe.
That might be the only game, probably.
Yeah,
that
it
I'll
probably
have.
will be
Um,
the only game we can play right now.
yeah. I don't know what else is released. I know there's a couple of other games releasing, but
Pay the
uh,
extra $10 for the new ports of Breath of the
oh, are
Zelda.
they only 10? Was that confirmed?
Like an extra $10.
Yeah, if you have the game original on the Switch,
I
is
think
that
so.
true?
I
If
think
it is 10, I will get them because I have both Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom.
it's 10 or 20. I don't remember, but I also
20 is a maybe,
20 is a
but
maybe.
10 is a definite. Um, I will get the extra shits if that's the case. If it's $10, so that's definitely worth it for me, to be honest. Um. So yeah. Anything else?
Can't wait for some Switch 2 content on this channel.
Hell yeah. June 6th. It will be unless we like want to stream it or something.
Maybe.
Yeah.
June 6th is my birthday, so I don't know.
No. I'm saying if like June 5th.
Oh,
If we want to stream it on June 5th. If we do
that probably
videos, it
yeah.
will be June 6th.
Yeah. I think streaming would be because of probably all the hype and stuff.
Yeah. That usually always definitely works out for me whenever
Yeah.
I did anything like that.
Yeah, so we'll probably stream.
I'm just being sarcastic, by the way.
Oh.
Nobody cares. But who knows? We might get people. But yeah. So that's just well, I know the last time I googled it, it was like 42 days away. So let me see. It's 40 days away as of us recording this video because it's April 26th.
That's gonna be quick.
Yeah, it is. So I'm gonna count down how many Fridays it is as before we end the podcast. So one in May. Wait, well, okay, the first one is in May. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
So the 2nd, the 9th, the 16th, the 23rd, the 30th.
Is it 5?
Yeah, it's 5 Fridays away.
5 Fridays.
Also, technically 5 Thursdays away if we want to get more technical. But so yeah, just pretty much just 5-ish weeks away from the Switch 2 coming out. So, damn. Just definitely seems a little ways away, but
oh, it's gonna fly by.
it is definitely gonna fly by. I usually, at this time in my life, hate when time flies, but I want May to go by fast. Just so I can get my grimy little hands on the Switch 2 when it comes out. And I will have fun with it. We'll have so much fun. I will come in my pants before I call you over to my house. I will wash my hands, obviously, just so you know, but I can't promise that.
It's just like, oh, here it is. And you're just like,
Yeah.
oh.
Oh god, it happened again. You just feel like all this slight stickiness on the box. Like, Matt, you this is like the sweat from your hands, right? It's like maybe who knows. But yeah, that's going to do it for this podcast. If you guys enjoyed, like the video and support the channel, and we may have a mukbang coming out in the next couple of days for you guys with more crumble cookies. Hopefully this time I don't have a food coma. But
I think you only want to try one anyway. I don't know.
two, because there's like an Oreo and like a
So the flavors are the ones that I'm getting.
yeah,
Also, I'm getting a peanut butter one that I'm gonna put in a separate.
yeah,
I'm gonna separate box. I have enough points for a free cookie, so that's what I'm
right,
gonna do.
yeah, for the peanut butter, yeah.
And then there's like so there's two Oreos, and then the third one I think it's like I'll pull it up.
There's one we both
There
didn't give a fuck about, which doesn't really matter for this
there's
conversation.
always one or two that we just are just like nope.
Yeah, whatever.
But it's there's a semi-sweet chocolate chunk,
Uh-huh.
the vanilla crumb cake with the Oreo, then the confetti cookie.
Yeah, that's the one we didn't give a fuck about.
We tried that before.
I think it looks bland in general, and they sometimes all just taste the same anyways. So
So when I
yeah,
order,
yeah,
so I'm gonna do two of these,
yeah,
do one of these.
yeah.
So
One semi-sweet.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll do two chocolate, whatever.
Chocolate cookies.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah.
Ugh.
So yeah, this was an extra long podcast. So hope you guys
Yeah.
enjoyed, and hopefully the audio quality was decent this
Mhm.
time around. This is obviously going to be for one podcast, hopefully, if we can figure out the mic situation for next week. But yeah, that'll do it. Bye bye.
Goodbye.